And there's big news coming in from Karnataka's Anekal, where more than a dozen have been injured after two chariots being pulled as part of a village fair crashed. This is the second such tragedy in 11 months. The first one was reported in April of last year. The festival, known for its grand processions featuring chariots over 150 feet tall, witnessed a devastating mishap when strong winds and heavy rain caused the chariots to topple. All right, for more on this, we are now being joined by our correspondent Siddharth MP. Siddharth, the visuals look absolutely devastating. One can only imagine the pandemonium this would have caused, especially on something which people consider pious for them. Give us an understanding of where things stand as of now.
So, Shivan, basically, this is a very famous festival. It's been going on for decades now, and this is also a Chola-era temple. So, it's, of course, a temple of great significance, and this is also a place which is barely 1 hour away from Bengaluru. So, this is a place which is flocked by thousands of people because of the grandeur of this very religious festival. But what unfortunately took place was that these chariots, massive chariots, each one of which are over 100 to 150 feet tall, they started collapsing after, gusty winds and rain started lashing the locality. In fact, yesterday, for a short while, flights that were coming into Bengaluru were completely diverted to Chennai or Coimbatore because the conditions were unfavorable for even aircraft landings. That was the kind of winds and rain that took place in Bengaluru and disrupted flight operations yesterday. So it's amid such conditions that this sort of a tragedy has unfolded. So what we're given to understand is that 2 people succumbed to their injuries despite receiving medical attention, and another gentleman is undergoing treatment at a private hospital and it remains in a critical condition. So this is, of course, a fair that is, more than 200 years old, and it attracts devotees from nearby villages and even from nearby states. And being very close to Bengaluru, it's also a very accessible location. And having happened in the weekend, naturally the crowds would have swelled like anything, as is, custom over here. And of course, these mishaps also keep happening quite regularly, as you pointed out last year as well. About a year ago, this same incident had taken place where a chariot had collapsed. So earlier what used to happen is bulls and oxes used to be used to pull the chariots, but now it's tractors. But one thing that hasn't changed is that because of the overall manner in which things are held and the kind of crowds there, any mishap can prove to be a total disaster, and a loss of life can take place. And this is yet another evidence of that having taken place, unfortunately, Shivan.
All right, Siddharth, thanks for getting us the latest on that. Extremely unfortunate, and those devastating visuals are doing the rounds. That was Siddharth MP getting us the latest from Karnataka.